They laughed when I didn't. It was at the wedding dinner. White orchids draped across tables like ghosts of good intentions, crystal glasses catching the chandelier light in cruel angles, and laughter echoing too loud to feel sincere. My son Adam sat at the head table with his fiancée Lauren, glowing in ivory and smugness. My wife, ex-wife technically, Helen, perched beside them, sipping champagne with the grace of someone pretending her hands were still clean. I stood near the edge of the room, unnoticed by most, holding the bottle of wine I had brought as a gift. A gesture, simple and sincere. Something they no longer understood. Then Lauren leaned forward, her smile wrapped in sugar, but her eyes razor-sharp. "So," she said sweetly, "we just need the $45,000 to settle tonight's dinner bill. Or, well, you can forget about having a son." She laughed. Like it was a joke. Like it wasn't the most heartless thing I'd ever heard from someone about to marry into my blood. I blinked. "You must be joking." And that's when it happened. Adam and Helen laughed, together. Laughed as if it was comedy. As if this was some twisted test of pride and position. "No joke," Adam grinned. "Either pay it or leave. Maybe check into a retirement home while you're at it." That was when I laughed. Low, long and loud enough to hush the room. Then I looked them dead in the eye and said, "You forgot one thing." Their smiles faltered, the wine in their mouths turning sour. They had forgotten who I was. I wasn't always the man they dismissed in passing. I was the man who raised Adam alone after Helen walked out not once but twice, who sold his motorcycle to pay for violin lessons Adam quit a week later, who sat in quiet acceptance when Helen returned years later as though she'd never left shattered glass in her place. I let them believe I was soft. I wasn't. The truth began revealing itself 3 months ago when Adam stopped calling. No birthday wishes. No check-ins. Just silence. Then I got an alert. My access to the joint investment account I'd opened for him at 18 had been revoked. I asked him. He claimed it was a mistake, smiled that tight-lipped, rehearsed smile that liars wear when they think they're smarter than you. Not long after, Helen moved back into the house. Temporarily, she said. Claimed she missed us. But I'd seen the messages. From Lauren to Helen. Asterisk, he's got the retirement fund. We can bleed it out. Just keep him trusting you until the wedding. Asterisk. From Adam to Lauren. Asterisk, don't worry. He's pathetic. Always has been. He'll pay. Asterisk. They thought I was still the grieving, foolish old man. They forgot I built my company from scratch, sold it quietly for $3.6 million, and kept records of everything, including them. I stopped crying that night. I started watching. First I called my lawyer. We rewrote the will. Adam's name? Gone. Instead, I left everything to a scholarship fund in his name. A poetic kind of irony. The kind that stings on paper. Next I sold the house. Helen was out at Lauren's bridal fitting. The property was mine, solely in my name, another oversight of hers. The locksmith came that afternoon. New keys. New locks. New piece. Then I hired a forensic accountant. We traced the funds Adam had siphoned off. Legally they weren't his yet. I reversed every transfer. Left $1 behind and a note. Thanks for watching my money. Finally, I RSVP'd yes to the wedding dinner. I even paid the hotel manager, just enough to quietly downgrade their platinum package to the cheapest tier. Lobster swapped with dry chicken. The string quartet replaced with a tinny Bluetooth speaker. No refunds. No upgrades. Just awkward smiles. So when Lauren demanded $45,000 at that dinner, she wasn't asking for help, she was bluffing. Wearing a fake diamond in a cheap plastic crown. And when Adam and Helen laughed, they didn't realize the photographer they'd hired was an old friend of mine, already recording. The guests were whispering, about the food, the decor, the tension in the air that no smile could cover. You forgot one thing, I said again louder now. Everyone turned. I raised you better, Adam. But you didn't raise yourself right. Silence, then the clink of forks against porcelain. I pointed toward the table. Tonight's dinner, by the way, was paid for by Lauren's ex. He still had access to their old joint credit account. She forgot to close it. Lauren's expression cracked like porcelain under pressure. The ivory mask splintered. And you, I said to Adam, you stole from me. So here's your final gift. Check your account. He pulled out his phone, fumbled. His face fell. I took it back. All of it. You never signed the trust agreement I sent. Remember? Your signature was missing. That money was never legally yours. Helen stood, her voice trembling. You can't do this. I looked at her. Come. Steady. I already did. And you might want to call a cab. The house. Sold. Locks changed. Also, one more thing. I filed a police report. Forged documents, stolen funds. I just wanted you to hear it from me. A gasp rose from the guests. Lauren's mother started crying. Chairs shifted. Silverware stilled. I didn't flinch. I smiled. You thought I was your aide, I said. You forgot, I was your architect. And architects don't just design. They plan. They build. And when necessary, they demolish. I walked out of that room with my head high, past their silence, into the night that smelled like freedom and finality. No tears. No regret. Just peace. Because betrayal cuts deep, but revenge, when crafted carefully, cuts cleaner. Justice doesn't raise its voice. It smiles. And walks away.